I'm going to just run through doing local anaesthetic for cannulation. This is fairly easy to do and makes the procedure in 50% of cases completely painless. So the first things that we're going to just look at now is what we're going to need. We need a 2 ml syringe, which we can prepare like that. We're going to need 1% local anaesthetic. This is 1% lignocaine. And always check the date is in date. This is 2012. We're going to use 1% instead of 2% because 1% doesn't sting as much when putting it in. We're also going to need an orange needle. Now, orange needles, you will probably be aware, come in two just different sizes. A very short size, let's just bring that down here so we can focus on it, and a long size. We're going to want the short size. The long size is not so easy because it just bends a bit too much more. The short ones don't bend so much. Right. So, having selected your short needle, just draw up the 1% lignocaine, having checked that it's in date, and this one's 2012. We're only going to need to draw up a ml maximum into the syringe. You'll probably get away with half a ml, and in fact the less you have in there, the easier it is to control the syringe later on. So that's all we need for now. We're also going to need, obviously, tegaderm with the date on it, so we know when we put it in, a chloroprep or chlorhexidine with alcohol for skin preparation beforehand, and obviously we'll need the cannula. For obstetrics, we're always going to use a 16 gauge or grey venflon, so we don't want anything smaller than that for obstetrics. Okay, in terms of safe doses of local anaesthetic, for lignocaine it depends whether you've got adrenaline in with the lignocaine. And with this is plain, there's no adrenaline in here, so the maximum safe dose that we can use is 4 milligrams per kilo, so it's based on the patient's weight. Now for cannulation purposes this really isn't a problem, because in 1% lignocaine there is 10 milligrams per ml. We're going to be using half a ml if that, so that's 5 milligrams. And so we're not going to have to be anywhere near any kind of maximum safe doses in use. Okay, so we clean that hand a bit first.
It's important to dry the skin quite carefully to make sure that the alcohol in the cleaning solution doesn't cause any excess stinging. And so here we're going to hold the bevel facing down parallel to the skin and just put firm pressure down, not advancing forward at this point, and putting constant pressure on the plunger. It's quite usual for a little bit of local anaesthetic to spill at that point. Here you can see that after a short while you get a very small white bleb which appears, and at this point stop injecting. It's almost like trying to force local anaesthetic through intact skin.
Now, did that sting much?
No, that's alright.
Did you feel it at all?
A little bit.
Tiny bit. Okay, that's alright, good. Let's just try that off for a good grip.
As a quick aside, the most common reason for cannulation to fail is that we haven't got good enough control over the vein. And you can see here that I've got a good skin tautness by using the skin over the top of the knuckle. And I'm not letting go of that until I've actually got the flashback and advanced the cannula into the vein. Only then is it wise to let go.
How about the second one? Did that sting at all? You can
I
be
felt
honest.
it.
You can be honest, but
Didn't
as long as it wasn't painful, that's
no,
what we're
it
interested in.
didn't really sting. I just felt it going in.
Yep. Good. And that isn't just because you're being videoed, is it?
No.
No, good.